Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare wheat penny coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're going to explore a coin that might surprise you with its worth, a United States 1-cent coin from 1953. This small coin, often overlooked in coin jars or loose change, has a story to tell that goes beyond its face value. Stick around, and we'll reveal the jaw-dropping worth of this humble penny. Now, you may be wondering, what makes the 1953 1-cent coin so special? Well, it's not just a regular penny, it's a piece of American history that's become a sought-after collectible. To understand the significance of this coin, we need to take a step back in time and look at the United States during the early 1950s. The 1950s were a period of economic prosperity, cultural transformation, and historical change for the country. The post-war era saw the United States booming with technological advancements, new industries, and a shift in social dynamics. It was during this exciting time that the 1-cent coin, minted in 1953, made its way into circulation. At first glance, the 1953 penny looks like any other. It features the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, a design that has graced U.S. pennies since 1909. The reverse side depicts the iconic wheat stalks, symbolizing America's agricultural roots, a design that was in use from 1909 to 1958. So, why is this particular penny so valuable? The secret lies in its rarity and condition. While the 1953 penny was minted in large numbers, not all of them were kept in pristine condition. Over the years, these coins have been subjected to wear and tear, making uncirculated specimens incredibly rare. Coins that were stored properly and never saw the light of day are highly sought after by collectors. They are often more valuable than coins that were heavily circulated and worn down by time, but that's not all. The 1953 penny has become even more intriguing because of certain variations and rare minting errors that can increase its value significantly. Some of these pennies may have been struck with a misaligned die or have slight imperfections in the design, making them unique. These error coins are highly prized in the numismatic community, and a single mistake during the minting process can turn an ordinary penny into a treasure. Now, let's talk about the condition of these coins. The state of preservation is critical when it comes to coin value. A 1953 penny in mint or near mint condition can fetch a premium. These coins should have sharp details, clear lettering, and minimal signs of wear. The more pristine the coin, the higher the demand. Coins that are graded as MS-65 or higher by reputable grading services are considered the best of the best and can command top dollar at auctions or private sales. In fact, there are stories of collectors finding a 1953 penny in their change or in old coin collections, only to realize that it was worth far more than they ever imagined. In some rare instances, the value of a 1953 penny can soar to extraordinary heights when it is part of a specific variety or has a unique minting error. At this point, you might be wondering, what's the value of this rare and historic coin? Well, hold on to your seats. If you manage to find a 1953 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, or if it has one of those coveted minting errors, it could be worth an incredible $73,000. Yes, you heard that right, $73,000. For a coin that originally circulated as a mere cent, its worth today is a testament to the fascinating world of coin collecting and the unpredictable value of rare finds. So, if you happen to come across a 1953 1-cent coin, don't just toss it into a jar or leave it in a drawer. Take a closer look at its condition and any potential variations or minting errors. You could be holding a valuable piece of history that could bring in a fortune. Keep your eyes peeled, because in the world of coin collecting, you never know when you'll stumble upon the next big discovery. Top 2, we're diving into the world of one of the most fascinating coins in U.S. history, the United States 1-cent coin from 1950. You may think a penny is just a small piece of currency, but as we'll soon discover, this tiny coin could hold a much bigger value than you might imagine. Stick with us as we uncover the unique characteristics and the potential worth of this 1950 penny. Let's begin by taking a look at the historical context surrounding the 1950 1-cent coin. The United States was going through significant changes during the 1950s. The country had just emerged from World War II, and there was a renewed sense of optimism. The post-war economy was booming, and people were looking forward to new opportunities. It was a time of cultural shifts, technological innovation, and political progress. The 1950 penny was a small part of this era, but it reflects the energy and growth of that time. The design of the 1950 penny is something that many collectors recognize. The obverse side of the coin features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, a design that has been featured on U.S. pennies since 1909. This side of the coin is familiar to almost everyone, but it's the reverse side that truly tells a unique story. The reverse of the 1950 penny depicts two stalks of wheat, a symbol of America's agricultural roots, which was the design used on pennies from 1909 until 1958. The wheat stalks not only represent the importance of farming in the U.S., but also the spirit of hard work and growth that characterized the country during this time. So, why has the 1950 penny become so valuable? The answer lies in its rarity and condition. In general, pennies from the 1950s were minted in large quantities, and many of them circulated in everyday transactions. Because of this, most 1950 pennies show signs of wear and tear. But not all of them. Some of these coins have survived in near-perfect, uncirculated condition, and it's these coins that have become incredibly sought after by collectors. What makes an uncirculated 1950 penny so valuable is its level of preservation. A coin that has never been in circulation and is free from scratches, dings, and discoloration is considered a true gem. When coins are well preserved, they maintain the sharpness and clarity of their design, and that's what collectors are after. A 1950 penny that has been kept in pristine condition could fetch a much higher price than a regular circulated coin, but it doesn't stop there. Some 1950 pennies have specific features that make them even rarer and more desirable. For example, there are certain varieties of the 1950 penny that were produced with slight minting errors, such as misaligned dies or doubled die obverse. These errors are highly prized among coin collectors because they're unique and hard to find. A penny with a doubled die can fetch much higher prices due to its distinct appearance and rarity. These minting errors make certain 1950 pennies even more valuable, and if you're lucky enough to find one, you might be holding onto a treasure. Now, let's talk numbers. You might be asking yourself, what's the value of the 1950 penny in excellent condition? Well, it depends on a few factors like its grade, rarity, and any minting errors. But here's the most exciting part: if you find a 1950 penny that is in mint condition or has one of those rare minting errors, it could be worth an incredible sum of money. A single 1950 penny in outstanding, uncirculated condition could be worth as much as $82,000. That's right, $82,000. Imagine finding a penny worth that much just lying around in a coin jar, hidden away in an old collection, or even in your pocket change. It's a reminder that the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and sometimes the most unexpected finds can be the most valuable. If you happen to have a 1950 1-cent coin tucked away somewhere, be sure to take a closer look at its condition and any potential minting errors. You could be holding onto a rare and valuable piece of history. Coins like these don't come around every day, so if you find one in excellent shape, don't let it slip away. Top 3. We're going to explore a particular coin that might just surprise you with its worth: the United States 1-cent coin from 1957. At first glance, it might seem like just another penny, but as we dig deeper into its history and rarity, you'll see why this small coin has earned a big reputation among collectors. Stick around, because by the end of this video, we'll reveal just how much a 1957 penny could be worth today. Let's take a step back and look at the history behind the 1957 penny. The 1950s were an interesting time for the United States. The country was still riding the wave of post-World War II prosperity, and the economy was booming. It was a decade of new beginnings, where American families were settling into suburban life, and technological advancements were beginning to reshape the world. The 1957 1-cent coin, minted during this vibrant time, is a direct link to that period of American history. The design of the 1957 penny is instantly recognizable. On the front, we have the classic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, which has adorned the penny since 1909. Lincoln's image is one of the most enduring and iconic symbols in American currency. On the reverse side, we see the familiar wheat ears, representing the agricultural roots of the nation. This design, which was in use from 1909 until 1958, evokes a sense of hard work and prosperity, reflecting a time when the country was still deeply connected to its farming traditions. But what sets the 1957 penny apart from other pennies in the same era? It's not just the design that makes it special, it's the rarity and condition of the coins that have survived the decades. While the 1957 penny was produced in large quantities, most of them were used in everyday transactions. Over time, these coins were worn down and became tarnished, making it hard to find one in excellent condition today. But there's a reason why collectors are still on the hunt for the 1957 penny. Some of these coins, particularly those that have been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition, are incredibly valuable. Coins that have never been used in circulation are often referred to as mint state or uncirculated, and these are the types of coins that can command top dollar. If you happen to find a 1957 penny that has been carefully stored, free from scratches, dirt, or wear, then you've got yourself a real gem. The sharper the details and the clearer the lettering, the more valuable the coin becomes. Now, you might be wondering, what makes the 1957 penny worth so much? Well, it's all about rarity, condition, and demand. While the penny itself isn't particularly rare in terms of the number of coins minted, it's the coins that have survived in top condition that have become highly sought after. Collectors are always looking for well-preserved examples of classic coins like the 1957 penny, and because these coins were widely circulated, finding one in mint condition is not an easy task. As more time passes, these pristine specimens become even more rare, further driving up their value. But there's another factor that adds to the value of the 1957 penny: errors and variations. During the minting process, there are occasional mistakes that happen, and when they do, those errors can make a coin far more valuable. For example, some 1957 pennies were struck with misaligned dies or doubled images, creating a unique appearance. These error coins are highly prized by collectors, as they are one-of-a-kind pieces with distinct characteristics. If you happen to have a 1957 penny with one of these rare errors, you could be looking at a coin that's worth much more than its standard counterpart. So, what can you expect the value of a 1957 penny to be? Well, the value depends largely on its condition, with the highest prices being fetched by coins that are in near-perfect, uncirculated condition. If you have one of these coins, you might be in for a pleasant surprise. A 1957 penny in excellent condition could be worth a whopping $70,000. That's right, $70,000 for a single penny. It's an astounding figure for such a small coin, but it just goes to show how much the world of coin collecting can surprise us. If you think you found a 1957 penny in great shape, be sure to check its condition carefully. And if you think you might have one with a minting error, don't hesitate to get it examined by a professional. You could be holding onto a valuable piece of history, and it might just be worth a small fortune. Top 4, we're diving into the world of one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the United States 1-cent coin from 1949. While pennies might seem like everyday change, some of these small pieces of currency can be worth far more than their face value. Stick around as we uncover the intriguing details of this coin, what makes it so valuable, and how much you could be sitting on if you happen to have one in your collection. Let's start by setting the scene. The year is 1949. World War II has ended, and the United States is entering a new era of economic growth and social change. The 1940s were a transformative time for America, and 1949 marked a year when the country was solidifying its post-war identity. People were starting to enjoy newfound prosperity, and the nation was rebuilding and embracing the rapid advancements in technology and culture. This was the backdrop for the creation of the 1949 1-cent coin, which, at the time, was simply a way to represent the value of 1 penny in the country's growing economy. The 1949 penny features the classic design that many of us recognize, the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, which has been a hallmark of the U.S. penny since 1909. Lincoln's image is iconic, and it's hard to imagine the penny without his face gracing the front. On the reverse side, we see the 2 ears of wheat, a design used from 1909 to 1958. The wheat stalks symbolize America's agricultural heritage, a fitting image for a coin produced during a time when farming played such an important role in the nation's development. So, why is the 1949 penny a coin that's captured the attention of collectors and investors? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and the changing landscape of American numismatics. While millions of 1949 pennies were minted, not all of them survived the decades in great condition. Most of these pennies were used in daily transactions and have suffered the effects of wear and tear over time. However, a few rare examples have been carefully preserved, and these are the ones that can command top dollar in the market today. The key to understanding the value of the 1949 penny lies in its condition. In the world of coin collecting, the term mint state refers to coins that have never been in circulation and remain in pristine, uncirculated condition. Coins like these, which have been carefully stored and protected over the years, are the ones that collectors desire most. The sharper the details, the clearer the image of Lincoln, and the less wear on the coin, the higher its value. A 1949 penny in mint condition is a rare find, and that rarity is what makes it so valuable, but there's more to the 1949 penny than just condition. Some collectors are particularly on the lookout for specific varieties of this coin, including those with minting errors. During the coin-making process, mistakes can happen, and when they do, they can result in a coin that's unique. For example, some 1949 pennies have been struck with misaligned dies, which can cause the design to appear off-center or double. These errors are highly sought after because they create one-of-a-kind pieces. If you happen to find a 1949 penny with a minting error, you might be holding on to something truly special. Now, let's talk about how much a 1949 penny could be worth. The value of any coin depends largely on its condition, but when it comes to rare pennies like this one, the numbers can be astounding. A 1949 penny in excellent, uncirculated condition can easily be worth a substantial amount. But here's the real kicker: if you find a 1949 penny in pristine condition or one that has an error or unique feature, it could be worth an eye-popping sum. Are you ready for this? A single 1949 1-cent coin could be worth as much as $89,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $89,000. It's amazing to think that such a small, seemingly ordinary coin could hold such significant value. So, if you happen to have a 1949 penny in your collection, take a moment to carefully inspect it. Check for signs of wear and tear, and if it's in excellent condition, or if you think it might have an error, it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and the 1949 penny is a perfect example of how something that was once just a piece of everyday currency can evolve into a prized collectible worth tens of thousands of dollars. Top 5. We're about to dive deep into the fascinating world of the 1961 United States 1-cent coin. Now, you might be wondering, how much could a penny from 1961 really be worth? Well, stick with us because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at how much value a single 1961 penny can hold. First, let's take a look at the year 1961. It was a pivotal time in American history, full of cultural and political change. The country was in the midst of the Cold War, and President John F. Kennedy had just taken office, bringing a new sense of hope and energy to the nation. The 1960s were about to explode into a decade of great transformation, with major shifts in politics, technology, and society. Amidst all this change, the 1961 penny was minted. You might think of a penny as a small, insignificant piece of change, but as we will soon see, there's more to this little coin than meets the eye. The 1961 penny features the beloved image of President Abraham Lincoln, which has graced the U.S. penny since 1909. The portrait of Lincoln, with his iconic beard and distinguished face, represents one of the most important figures in American history. The reverse side of the 1961 penny is where we see the familiar wheat stalks, a design that was used on pennies from 1909 to 1958. These wheat ears symbolize the agricultural roots of the United States and reflect the importance of farming to the nation's development. But here's where it gets interesting: the 1961 penny, like many others, was produced in large quantities. Most of these pennies were used in everyday transactions, meaning they experienced years of wear and tear. Over time, most 1961 pennies became worn down, discolored, and damaged due to constant handling. That's what makes finding one in great condition so special. The key to understanding the value of the 1961 penny lies in its condition. In the world of coin collecting, the condition of a coin can make or break its value. Coins that have never been circulated, or those that have been carefully preserved over the years, are considered uncirculated or mint state. These pristine coins are highly sought after by collectors because they showcase the design in its original form, free from any damage or wear. If you happen to come across a 1961 penny in near-perfect condition, you may be holding a valuable treasure. But it's not just about condition. There are other factors that make the 1961 penny so intriguing. One of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting is the possibility of finding coins with minting errors. During the minting process, sometimes mistakes happen, and these errors can lead to a coin being struck with a unique feature. For example, the 1961 penny might have been minted with a misaligned die or a double die, creating a distinct look that collectors absolutely love. These error coins are highly prized because they are rare and one of a kind. If you happen to find a 1961 penny with an unusual feature or error, you could be sitting on a real gem. Now, let's talk about how much a 1961 penny could actually be worth. While a typical 1961 penny in circulated condition isn't worth much more than its face value, a well-preserved, uncirculated 1961 penny can fetch a significantly higher price. The value increases even more if the coin is an error piece or has a rare variation. So, how much are we talking here? Well, if you've got a 1961 penny in exceptional condition, or if you happen to have one with a minting error, it could be worth an impressive $67,000. That's right, $67,000. It's incredible to think that a small piece of change from 1961 could be worth such a large sum. If you have any old pennies lying around, it's definitely worth taking the time to check their condition. Who knows, you could have a rare and valuable coin hidden in your collection that's just waiting to be discovered. Top 6, we're going to explore something truly exciting, a coin that you might have overlooked but could be hiding an incredible value. We're talking about the United States 1-cent coin from 1979. You might be thinking, it's just a penny, but as you'll soon find out, some pennies from this particular year can be worth far more than their face value. So, stick with us because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at just how much a single 1979 penny can be worth. Let's start by setting the stage. The year 1979 was a momentous one in the United States. The country was experiencing a time of great political change. Jimmy Carter had recently taken office as president, following a difficult election and a period of political upheaval. It was a time of significant economic challenges as well, with high inflation and rising interest rates affecting Americans everywhere. The 1970s were a transitional decade, and by 1979, the world was beginning to feel the effects of these shifts. So, while 1979 was a year of change and uncertainty, it was also the year a coin was minted that would go on to be a fascinating find for coin collectors decades later. The design of the 1979 penny features the well-known portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of American history and one of the most iconic figures in the country's past. Lincoln's image has graced the penny since 1909, and it continues to serve as a reminder of the values that the United States holds dear. On the reverse side of the coin, we see the classic design of the Lincoln Memorial, which has been featured on the penny since 1959. The Lincoln Memorial is a symbol of unity, peace, and the country's strong foundation, and it's a design that is cherished by coin collectors. Now, here's where things get interesting. The 1979 penny is part of a group of coins that were produced during a time of transition in U.S. currency. While the penny itself might seem like a humble piece of change, there's something special about this particular year's coin. The 1979 penny was one of the first coins to be minted after the U.S. Mint had made some changes to its processes and designs. It also marked a year when the United States was dealing with higher production costs, which led to a few minor but important changes in the way coins were produced. But what makes the 1979 penny stand out to collectors today is its rarity, particularly when it comes to finding a coin in great condition. Like many pennies from the late 20th century, the 1979 penny was widely circulated. This means that most of these coins show signs of wear and tear, scratches, discoloration, and other damage that can significantly decrease their value. However, if you're lucky enough to find a 1979 penny that has been kept in pristine condition, it could be worth far more than you think. Uncirculated or mint state coins are highly desirable to collectors. These are coins that have never been used in everyday transactions and have been carefully preserved over the years. They often have sharp details, vibrant color, and no signs of wear. A 1979 penny that has been kept in mint condition can fetch a significantly higher price than one that has been used and worn down. In addition to the standard 1979 penny, there are some variants and errors that can make this coin even more valuable. Minting errors are a common occurrence, and when they happen, they can result in a coin that has unique features. For example, some 1979 pennies were struck with slight misalignments, doubling, or other errors that make them stand out from the rest. These error coins are highly sought after by collectors because they are rare and often one of a kind. If you happen to have a 1979 penny with a minting error, you could be looking at a coin that's worth far more than just its face value. Now, let's get to the exciting part. Just how much can a 1979 penny be worth? Well, if you have one in excellent, uncirculated condition, or if you're fortunate enough to have one with a minting error, the value can be pretty staggering. Depending on the condition and the rarity of the coin, a 1979 penny could be worth as much as $60,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $60,000. It's an astounding amount for what seems like an ordinary penny, but when you consider how rare it is to find one in perfect condition or with a unique error, it becomes clear why these coins can command such high prices. So, if you have a collection of pennies or if you've come across any 1979 coins in your spare change, it's worth taking the time to inspect them carefully. Even a seemingly ordinary penny could turn out to be a rare treasure. You never know when you might stumble upon a coin that could be worth a small fortune. Top 7 and last rare coin, we're taking a closer look at a coin that's far more valuable than you might think, the United States 1-cent coin from 1973. You may have a few of these pennies stashed away in your change jar, but did you know that some of these coins could be worth a lot of money? Stick with us as we reveal why this seemingly ordinary penny could be worth a fortune. The year 1973 was an important year in American history. It was a time of social and political change. The U.S. was in the midst of the Vietnam War, and the Watergate scandal was beginning to unfold, setting the stage for some dramatic events in the years to come. While these major events were shaping the course of history, the U.S. Mint was busy creating coins that would circulate across the country, including the 1973 penny. The design of the 1973 penny was based on the traditional Lincoln Memorial reverse design that had been in place since 1959. Abraham Lincoln's image is featured on the obverse side of the coin, as it has been since 1909. The penny's design has always been one of the most iconic in U.S. coinage, with Lincoln's portrait on the front, and the Lincoln Memorial on the back, symbolizing the nation's unity and history. However, it's not just the design that's important in determining the value of the 1973 penny, it's the coin's rarity and condition that can really make a difference. While millions of 1973 pennies were minted, most of them have been in circulation for decades. Over time, many of these pennies have been worn down from constant handling, losing their original shine and details. However, finding a 1973 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition is quite rare. It's this level of preservation that can dramatically increase the coin's value. A well-preserved, uncirculated 1973 penny is a real gem for collectors, and it can bring a lot of attention from those looking to add it to their collections, but it doesn't stop there. What really makes the 1973 penny fascinating are the minting errors that occurred during its production. Minting errors are not uncommon in the world of coin collecting, and these mistakes can make a coin much more valuable. For example, there are 1973 pennies that were struck with misaligned dies, resulting in designs that are off-center or doubled. Other errors include coins with missing elements or incorrect stamps. These error coins are rare and highly sought after by collectors, making them a prime target for those who are looking to add a unique piece to their collection. So, how much can a 1973 penny be worth? While most 1973 pennies are only worth a few cents in average condition, the rare uncirculated versions and those with minting errors can command a significantly higher price. If you're lucky enough to find a 1973 penny in perfect condition, or better yet, one with a minting error, you could be looking at a serious payday. Are you ready for this? A 1973 penny in excellent condition or with an error can be worth as much as $63,000. That's right, $63,000. It's amazing to think that a coin that's nearly 50 years old and was once just a small part of daily transactions could have such a huge value today. The rarity of these well-preserved coins and error varieties is what makes them so desirable in the world of numismatics. If you have a 1973 penny in your collection or even just a jar full of pennies, it's worth taking the time to examine them closely. You never know, you could be sitting on a coin that could fetch thousands of dollars at auction. The world of coin collecting is full of hidden treasures, and the 1973 penny is a perfect example of how even the most common coins can become valuable over time. So, next time you're rummaging through your old change, take a closer look at those pennies. Who knows, you might just have a rare find on your hands. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the 1973 penny and want to discover more amazing coins, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future coin hunting tips and discoveries. And remember, the next big find could be in your collection right now. Happy collecting!